Hey, what's good, folks? Got another video, man. Bill Maher. I thought I wouldn't agree with this guy, but after watching this video, I had to agree with him. He gave the Democrats a real wake-up call. And a lot of the liberal left are hating what he said. Now, we're going to go ahead, play what he said. I'm going to give my point of view about this because at the end of the day, somebody needs to tell them. And I think Bill Maher did a great job in breaking it down. So let's get to his video. This is from his show. Fair use, fair use.
Well, someone must tell the usual suspects on the far left that the saying is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, not keep digging. Talk about doubling down on what got you fucked in the first place. Even the one concession I've heard a few people on the losing side offer, that liberals should stop saying the Trump voters are stupid, comes with a kind of unspoken parentheses. We know they are stupid, just don't say it. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. Even he thinks that Trump supporters are stupid, but like, why would you say it? Like that's like you going to your job saying that you hate your boss and literally telling your boss you hate him. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you go to your job, even if you hate your boss, tell your boss that you hate them? You know what I'm saying? That is like just keep some things you just need to keep to yourself. But hey, when you think you got everything, then this is what happens. Let's continue.
Yeah, I got bad news for you. They don't have a monopoly on stupid. You wear Queers for Palestine t-shirts.
What?
And masks 2 years after the pandemic ended.
Yeah.
And you can't define woman, I mean person who menstruates. You're the teachers union education party and you've turned schools and colleges into a joke. You just lost a crazy contest to an actual crazy person.
Look at that. Really, like, how do you people like, how do you lose a crazy contest to a crazy person? You know how you lose a contest to a crazy person? When the crazy person has done the same thing for the past 8 years, it's worked for him. You try to do the same thing he does, but only one person can do that. Donald Trump can do what he does. And the Democrats thought that they could just go ahead and go in the mud with Donald Trump. But Donald Trump's been doing this all his life. He's been in the mud all his life. So why would you try to go in the mud with somebody who already knows how to do it? That's like going to a knife fight with a ninja and you don't have no experience. Like, come on. Yo, let's continue.
You love to speak truth to power, and we always should, but you have completely lost the ability to speak truth to bullshit. The Democratic polling firm Blueprint told Democrats months ago that black voters, aka their supposedly liberal base, were more likely to find the president too liberal than too conservative. They also found that voters didn't just want Harris to distance herself from Biden, they wanted her to distance herself from what they believe the entire Democratic Party has become, a Portlandia sketch.
Yeah.
A bunch of privileged mean girls complaining about privilege and trying to make fetch happen. What a shocker that the people who see everything through the lens of race and sex see their election loss as a result of racism and sexism. Yes, if only we weren't so irredeemably unenlightened, we would have elected a black president by now. Oh, what, we did? Oh, right.
Yeah,
and re-elected him. Maybe you.
I think he's making a point. Like, yo, we elected Obama in 2008 and then re-elected him in 2012. So it's not racism because we already had our first black president. It's not sexism because we had our first female vice president. So where's all this racism and sexism coming from? I don't know. Let's continue.
Missed it because it wasn't on TikTok. And sexism, Hillary got 3 million more votes than Trump, which in a normal country would be called a victory. It wasn't
True. That's 2016.
It wasn't 21st century sexism that prevented a woman from being president. It was the Electoral College. Democrats run for office as if the voters don't live here, as if they don't go to the grocery store and Starbucks and the office, but they do. They live here, and they actually see women and people of color, and it doesn't look like some patriarchal racist nightmare. Do problems remain pertaining to racism and sexism? Of course. But a poll last year asked, if America is the greatest country in the world, more blacks and Hispanic Americans agreed with that than the white progressives. It asked if racism is built into our society. White progressives agreed with that at higher levels than black and Hispanic people. It asked if government should increase border security. Same result. Hispanic Americans are less okay with illegal immigration than whitey.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You wonder why Hispanics voted for Trump at a higher rate than ever. You see, because Hispanics usually come to America and they do it the right way. They come to America, they get their green card, they go through the process, they become U.S. citizens, and they get the right to vote. Why would, if I'm a Hispanic that did it the right way, why would I want somebody else coming from either the same country or a different country to come in here and get the same rights that I did, and I had to go through all these hoops to get these rights? Like, it makes no sense. Let's continue.
The votes are in. They don't want your pity. And black people can't afford to indulge rich white people's need to endlessly flagellate themselves. They just want prices to go down and good jobs and the police when you call them. Black people, they're just like us.
True. I have no issue with that. With Chris Cuomo.
Kamala spent 100 days telling voters, I know it feels like crime and illegal immigration are bad, but fuck your feelings. Look at this chart. Yes, there's a lot to not like already about the new regime, but maybe take 1 week to ask what you did wrong. The basis for Democratic campaigns has become, we're the smart people. That we know from the get-go. No need to look into that. We know that a priori, which is a Latin phrase the red hat people wouldn't have a clue about. But they don't need to. Have you seen my "In this house we believe" lawn sign? See, it says right on it, we believe in science. Right, which is why you demanded no one even debate whether COVID could have escaped from the one lab in the one city where they were studying it. How far-fetched. The New York Times called it racist. Democrats have become like a royal family that, because of so much incest, has unfortunately had children who are retarded.
Ooh, man. That's true. That's true. Like, I mean, the problem with the Democratic Party, and I've always said this, is like, it's like the party that never changes. If you're a Democratic party, if you're a Democratic candidate, you have to go in the red territories and campaign. You can't just campaign in the main cities and think you're going to win. Because if you looked at that electoral college, the whole Midwest, the whole South was all red. Sometimes, why don't you go to Oklahoma City? Why don't you go to Ohio, go to Indiana, go to Kansas, go to these red states and try to find out what real people want. See, the problem is when you stick to the cities, you isolate yourself. And that's what Democrats have been doing for years, but they got away with it because they thought, okay, we get people out in Atlanta, get people out in LA, and get people out in Philly, and get people out in these battleground states to come out heavy, then we'll win. But the Republicans know when those major cities don't have a large turnout, then the Republicans get those states. So let's continue.
And the same thing can happen to ideas. if they are also conceived in an atmosphere of intellectual incest. Maybe take the clothespins off your noses and actually converse with the other half of the country. Stop screaming at people to get with the program and instead make a program worth getting with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
What good is liberalism if you don't win elections? Last week, Massachusetts Congressman Seth Molton said, "I have 2 little girls. I don't want them getting run over on a playing field by a formerly male athlete. But as a Democrat, I'm supposed to be afraid to say that." Yes, there's the problem in a nutshell. Because Congressman Molton sounds reasonable to me, but his campaign manager immediately resigned in protest. Let me make this as plain as I can to the smart people. The campaign manager who resigned, yeah, let that person go. Marginalize that guy.
Yeah, let him go. Like if this is the thing. If the campaign manager quits, oh well, find another campaign manager. See, I'm gonna tell you what happens with a lot of people who are on the left or whatever, even sometimes people on the right. If you have a belief, stand on that belief. Doesn't matter what party you with. Doesn't matter if you're with the Democrats or Republicans, Libertarians, or any type of other party. Stand on your beliefs. If you believe something is wrong, stand on those beliefs. But a lot of times people stand with their party and not with their beliefs. And this is the reason why a lot of people lose, especially Democrats. Let's continue.
Try making too woke be a cancelable offense. It's important for America to have a center-left party and for that party to be competitive. And a good first step toward that goal would be to make the voters not want to punch you in the face. I will conclude by saying the reason I'm so mad at the Democrats is because as a voter, the issues that were important to me were democracy and the environment. And now, there's no one to champion or defend either of them because you, with your aggressively anti-common sense agenda and shitty exclusionary attitude, blew it. You lost everything. House, Senate, White House, Supreme Court, and left us completely unprotected and ready to be violated. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody!
Hey man, he's 1000% correct. I can't even say anything what he said was wrong. The problem is that the Democrats basically gave Trump the presidency. You gave him the presidency. First of all, you didn't campaign on the issues that people were really worried about. The economy and the border. The economy and the border. Kamala Harris didn't separate herself from Biden. She didn't have an individual platform to go on. Obama did. Obama won 2 terms. You should have took what went wrong with Hillary Clinton and said, you know what? We're not going to do what Hillary Clinton did. We're going to go the reverse way. We're not going to do what Obama did because that was over 10 to 12 years ago. We're going to go a different way. But the Democrats, they thought they could pay these celebrities and these celebrities can make people vote. But hey, people aren't thinking about celebrities. I'm not thinking about Beyonce. I'm not thinking about Oprah Winfrey. I'm thinking about my pockets. And most Americans are thinking about their pockets. And Bill Maher just said he cared about democracy, the environment, border security, and just having an overall just some extra money in your pocket. But hey, will the Democrats listen? I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe they won't. It's your boy Jay here with another video. If you like the content, hit that like button. Also hit the subscribe button. On my road to my first 1,000 subscribers. Let's get the conversation started. Was Bill Maher correct about what he said about the Democrats? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, folks, I'm out.